Welcome to this video about instructions. In this video, I'll explain to you what instructions are and how to write instructions. Instructions are meant to explain to your chatbot how it should respond. If you're not using the sources, you can also use the instructions to add knowledge to the chatbot. For example, by copying and pasting information from your website. But in this video, I'll just focus on how I want to write the instructions for how the chatbot should respond to specific topics or how it should respond in certain situations. You can find the instructions in your chatbot. In this video, I have already generated chatbot Anna, which I will open. I already added some domain knowledge, added the sources as knowledge to the chatbot, and here you can find the instructions in the left-hand menu. But first, let me explain the difference between the instructions I add in the domain knowledge and the instructions I add to the instructions. In the domain knowledge, you add instructions to let the chatbot know who it is, what company it works for, what tone of voice it should use, and it's really to give your chatbot some consciousness. So the overall knowledge the chatbot will use in any answer it generates. Then in instructions, you add more specific information. So how should the chatbot respond to specific topics or to specific situations? These instructions won't be used in all answers, but just to specific questions. So let's go to the instructions, which you can find in the left-hand menu in your chatbot. Then first of all, you have the option to create a category. You can create category to maintain a good overview of the instructions you added. The chatbot won't do anything with the names of the categories you add. In this case, I will add the category orders. And I'll create the first instruction by clicking the plus here. I already prepared an instruction which I'll copy paste. And the instruction is, when someone has a question regarding their order status, you tell them to check the track and trace they received in the email with the order confirmation. So really explain to the chatbot what you want it to do when someone has a question regarding their order status. I will test it using the interactive tester. Hey, where can I find my order status? And the chatbot Anna will generate the answer. Hi there, you can find your order status by checking the track and trace link that was sent to you in the email with your order confirmation. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask. So as you can see, chatbot Anna uses the instruction I just added, but also keeps using the overall knowledge I added in the domain knowledge. So really the tone of voice I wanted to use. In this case, I'm perfectly satisfied with the answer, but if I would not be, it's important to improve the instruction. Do not add a new instruction because we have already an instruction regarding this topic, so it's important to change that one. If you would add a new instruction, you have double instructions regarding the same topic, and this will confuse your chatbot. So I'll go back to the instruction, find the instruction regarding this topic and make changes here. In this case, it's not really necessary to make changes, but if you're not satisfied, it could be important to rewrite the instruction, make it more specific, or add some context. And this I'll show you by giving you an example. You can give your chatbot more context by giving an example of a conversation. And you can do that by really typing example and then by using user and assistant. In this case, the user is the one chatting, so the end user of your chatbot, and the user asks, how can I check the status of my order? And then the assistant, which is your chatbot, will answer, you can check your order status in the email with the order confirmation you have received. In this email you will find a link which will lead you to the page where the status of your order is described. And of course you can add as many examples as possible or as necessary. If you see when testing that the chatbot doesn't yet generate the answer you would like, sometimes it's necessary to add some more context in the form of more examples. I will save this instruction And then I would like to show you another example, which is the decision tree instruction. Let me show you by adding the example I have prepared, which is this one. And the decision tree is really to make sure your chatbot asks a follow-up question. So maybe your chatbot needs some more information before being able to give an answer. In this case, when someone wants to make changes in an order, you first ask how long ago the order was made, because you have to know this before you can give an actual answer. If the order was made less than 24 hours ago, you let the customer know they can change their order by logging into their account, navigating to their order, and add or delete products from the order. If the order was made more than 24 hours ago, you let the customer know they unfortunately cannot change their order because it's already on their way. You inform the customer that he can always return the products he does not want or place a new order. Let's test this in the interactive tester. I want to make changes to my order. Let's see how the chatbot answers. I'd be happy to help you with that. Could you please let me know how long ago you placed the order? So as you can see, chatbot Anna generates the follow-up question. I have instructed it. I placed it 1 hour ago. Great, since you placed your order less than 24 hours ago, you can still make changes. Please log into your account, navigate to your order, and you can add or delete products from there. If you need any further assistance, feel free to ask. So as you can see, chatbot Anna uses the decision tree instruction I have just added. Now these were just a few examples of writing instructions, but I hope this gave you a good idea on how to write the instructions. It's very important to write the instructions as if you're instructing a new colleague, so in the you form. Do not give the literal answers, but really explain to the chatbot how you would like it to answer. This way your chatbot will best understand how to generate the answers. Always be clear and to the point in the instructions you write, and give context when necessary, using the example I just gave with user and assistant. And lastly, be as specific as possible when writing the instructions. Then when activating your chatbot, it's important to keep monitoring the conversations and keep improving the instructions. Lastly, I really want to emphasize not to add double instructions, but to improve the existing instructions regarding a certain topic if you're not completely satisfied with the answer. If you would add double instructions regarding the same topic, this will only confuse the chatbot. And now you know all you have to know about writing instructions. Have fun and feel free to reach out to our support team if you have any questions.